Greetings and salutations. I'm Dr. Marshall Rush, and this is Move for Alliance Spiritual Center. Just want to have another quick conversation with you. Today, I want to talk a little bit about communication. When you think about communication, you think about a speaker, a listener, and then the message that the speaker's delivering. The speaker must share their thoughts in a way that the listener can receive what's being spoken, or the message is diluted or jacked up. And what I mean by that is sometimes when people are communicating, or folks that are in relationships are communicating, and I'm talking about relationships on any level. When you're in a heated discussion, something can be said that is important to one person and not received by the other. And then something can be said where the listener is so emotionally engaged that they hear something different than what the speaker is saying. It cracks me up sometimes when I am communicating with someone and they say, okay, say it again. Or, can you repeat that? There are moments where the listener just really didn't hear it, or the fact that they have so much going on in their mind really cannot retrieve any additional information. So you have to constantly repeat yourself. And if you notice that the listener cannot receive what you're sharing with them, then you have to inquire on how they're doing. That's one of the unique things about counseling, and that's why counseling is a lot about the counselor asking questions and the client speaking. And the reason why that is done a lot in like the first few sessions of counseling is because it's important that the counselor receives as much information as they can get, because the client themselves are the one with all the emotional issues, all the emotional problems, all the emotional baggage that is going on in their life. And they need to get all of it out as much as they possibly can. Because even if a counselor gives some good sound advice, many times it's missed because someone that is going through trauma, hardship, or struggle cannot receive through the art of listening. And I want to hit that. But I'll tell you what, let's just do this. In counseling, it's important that you speak the truth. And it's critical that you share the truth, even if it's the only way that you know how to share it, because it's about you getting whatever's going on inside of you through your soul, through your thought process, that's stimulating all these emotions inside of you. So every time you have a thought about what's going on in your life, it stimulates a certain emotion, and that's what drives your will to go do something. And half of the time, most of it is not healthy. Let's just say that. But in the art of communication, communication is an art, family. I want that understood. It's an art. Speaking, being able to dialogue, and that's why I love listening to public speakers and speakers that really know how to properly articulate or send a message. I am a short story speaker myself, and I love to share the word of God through stories. That's how my preaching style is. So speaking is an art. Speaking is vitally important to getting anyone that you're talking to a place that they understand what you're saying. And you have to be able to properly engage with a certain amount of knowledge and understanding. And then a certain amount of feeling needs to go into how you are speaking or articulating what you want the listener to receive, whether it's one or three or however many. Listening is a major art. And the reason why I say that is because in any argument or heated discussion where two people are really engaged, they will cut one another off because neither one of them are trying to listen to the other because of the emotional height of the discussion. If just one individual will be willing to say, I'm just going to listen until you're done. But often too many times, the person speaking wants their point to get their point across so bad that they can't help but continue to talk and try to make their point. I got to make my point. And your point takes forever to make when you've said it 1,000 times. That's an unhealthy mind. An unhealthy mind is a mind that has to express itself continually over and over and over again, never getting their point across because they're so emotionally engaged that the thought just consumes them emotionally. It's draining. It can get to a point to where you're just overwhelmed, and in that overwhelmed moment, you're struggling within self because you can't get your point across. The message itself will always, if it's expressed properly, do its job. Today, when I'm in a conversation, the only times that I really repeat myself is if I truly believe that the listener is not able to receive the message or hasn't received the message properly. I have grown to a point to where I no longer get in heated discussions or feel like I have to prove myself. I thank God for that. And I've done enough counseling to understand that people just need to talk. People, when someone's going through something, they just need to talk. Communication is one of the best gifts God gave to human beings. The fact that we are the only mammals that can communicate on the level that we can and have the option to learn other languages as well, to be able to communicate to other human beings in their language is phenomenal. Just understand who you are in communicating. You really have to understand who you are when you're in a heated discussion. And just let God work on you, whether it's in your marriage, whether you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's a family issue that has gone on for years, whether it's politics in ministry, whether it's a friend that has done something to hurt you or you've done something to hurt them. Communication is key, because without communication, there can't be trust, there can't be love, there can't be forgiveness, there can't be letting go. Communication is the process through which we all get an opportunity to speak, to listen, and to let our message be heard. I hope this is a blessing to you in some capacity, that you gain some type of understanding from this conversation. God bless you, and may the Lord help you in your communication process, and learn to be a good listener, because there's an art to listening, and it'll carry you far. I'm Dr. Marshall Rush. This is Move for Alliance Spiritual Center, and this is just a talking point that we wanted to get to you today. God bless.